how to conduct the reverse bay park exercise.
So this is a response video to Jazz. She sent a comment asking how to do the 45-degree bay park exercise, and that's what we're going to talk about now. But I'm also going to incorporate the 90-degree bay park exercise simply because the first one I did, the editing was terrible. So we're going to have a better video with better cameras on this occasion. So first of all, you may get asked to do this right at the beginning of the test, and the examiner will always say that you must finish with the wheel straight before you reverse. So all you're going to do is come out of the bay first of all and steer where you want to go. So we'll do the right hand side. You're then going to straighten up the steering wheel and come to a stop. Secure the car, whether that's manual or automatic, before going into reverse, looking around, and all you're guiding on is your inside mirror. So I want to just miss the grey car. I can see it's a bit close, so I'm going to straighten it up. And don't forget to keep looking around, and don't be shy to turn the steering wheel. Something that a lot of people get confused with is how much turn they've got. It is very common that people will basically go to here to straight rather than all the way to straight. Remember, for most cars it's at least the second T position from full lock. Once you're straighten up the steering wheel, reverse in. Now remember, you are allowed to adjust, you are allowed to move forward if need to be. Now say for instance you're doing this towards the end of the test, or you've just driven into the car park and the examiner asks, you'll be coming from this angle. So all you do is stay close to the right hand side. That gives you more time to adjust later. Wait until your shoulders just gone past the bay before you then turn outwards and then straight. Then again, it is all about the inside mirror, not forgetting to keep looking around. So I'm just missing that line. I've got a bit more space to play with on my left hand side, so I can straighten it up. I can do this if I want, I can feed it back. That's really not an issue at all. I cannot stress that enough. Do not be afraid to turn the steering wheel. Again, from the left hand side, exactly the same principle, but don't forget, this time my inside mirror will be the left mirror, the passenger mirror, whatever you prefer to call it. Again, we all know some people get their lefts and rights mixed up, so just think of it as passenger side, driver's side. Again, I'm just wanting to miss the car on the left hand side, or just get close to that line, and then I can put my turn back on and straighten up, and then I'm in. Now if you're using the 90-degree technique, the marker will be different from one car to another. The turning circle on this car is terrible, so I do have to turn earlier, whereas on the Toyota, for instance, the turning circle was a lot better. So with this car, traditionally, is when your shoulder lines up with the third line. From this direction, I don't have a third line, so the best way to do it is actually go further than you need. And again, we're going to use exactly the same principle. So I'm going to turn early, looking around and looking at that mirror. I can see that I'm getting too close to that Toyota, so again I'm just going to straighten up the wheel, allow the car to come back, put the turn back on again. And this is the advantage of turning early, is that I can carry on making my adjustments. If I can see that I've turned too late, I don't have that pleasure. The only option I have got, if I've turned late, is I have to overshoot and try to swing in. So I'm going to deliberately turn late here, and I can see I'm getting too close to that Mercedes. So what do I need to do? Move forward and turn left. I want the back to go to the right, or I'm too far to the passenger side. I need the back to go to the driver's side. So I turn left in order to do that. Again, make sure you look around first. I can now see the gap between my car and the white Mercedes on the left. So I can now just straighten it up and make those adjustments. Now, if you do want to try to work out where the turning circle is on your car, the best way to do it, and I'll do it from the left hand side this time, come out halfway of the bay first of all, turn full lock left. When you get to 90 degrees, come to a complete stop. Then you can straighten up the steering wheel and just move a little bit, because remember, we shouldn't really dry steer, it damages the tyres. Then you can just say, right, it's when my shoulder lines up with the third line, or I'm 2/3 of the way into that bay, or halfway, wherever that may be. Then think of it as a science experiment. It's all about getting rid of variables. Now, the variables on this manoeuvre is how fast the car goes, how fast you steer, and your turning point. But there's also one more, and that is the angle. If your car's not perfectly 90 degrees, that will also mess up the manoeuvre. So for instance, if the front of your car is facing away from the bays you're going into, you're going to turn early. If the back of the car is facing away, you're going to turn late. The other variables, the speed, so if you allow the car to go fast, you might start the turn at point A, but by the time you've actually got to point B, i.e. full lock, you're now at point D. You've gone too far back because you've gone too fast. And likewise, if your steering's too slow, that will also mean that you haven't completed the full lock until later, therefore you're going to turn late. So we've already assessed it's safe. I come back as I turn, and again, if we're using clutch control, we're just doing these little tiny movements of the clutch. Just keep looking around, making sure it's safe. I want to miss both these cars. I can see both the lines in the mirrors. So now it's just a case of straightening up and going back into the bay. So I hope that video has helped. Thank you ever so much, Jazz, for asking that question. And if you have any questions that you want answered, put a comment in the comment section or under each of the sections that are in the playlists, and I will get a video put up as soon as I possibly can. Obviously, things are a bit manic, so it may take a week or so, but I will try my best to get that video up to help you out as soon as I can. All the best, and if you've got a test coming up, good luck.